Regulars on this channel and in our community will know that I absolutely love myself some South American futsal. I follow the Copa Libertadores very closely. I follow Argentinian futsal all year round, and we were blessed with Copa America action. Not only do we get a champion of South America, but we see who our 4 teams are that'll be representing South America in the World Cup come September and October in Uzbekistan. Little bit different lineup to the storyline from the previous Copa America, which saw Argentina win in Paraguay against Paraguay in 2019. This time, we saw the 10 CONMEBOL countries face off in Paraguay again, but this time, for a second time in a row, we saw a little different finish. Now, most important thing to kind of get through this, as I like to do, is set the stage for you guys on how they get to qualification. There are 2 groups, which is kind of the standard feature of these kinds of contests coming out of South America. 2 groups, Group A and Group B. The top 4 move on to a semifinal. And if you make it in that semifinal, guess what? You are in for the World Cup. Job done as far as making it to the world stage. But as far as the continental stage, there is still work to be done. And we saw some very interesting developments coming out of this tournament. Now, on one side of the group, being Group B, there were no surprises to see Brazil go undefeated and Argentina lose to them to take second place, with that being their only blemish. They were always going to be the 2 powerhouses. Being in the same group, surely it would have taken a miracle for someone like a Uruguay to come through with an upset and disrupt that apple basket. But Group A was actually kind of interesting. Only 2 points separated number 1 from number 4 in that group. And it came down to goal differential, which saw Chile fall just short to Venezuela. And then, of course, Paraguay got first place as hosts, and they were able to move on as well. And so that set the stage for this semifinal. Argentina and Brazil being successful in moving on into the final to set up a rematch from the group stage. And in that final, we saw a much closer contest. You know, in the group stage, Argentina lost 4-1 to Brazil. Brazil looking as dominant as ever. They truly are the masters of futsal when it comes to talking about international powerhouses. But then down to that final, it was a 1-goal difference, and there were plenty of close calls for both sides. It could have changed the storyline, but it was a 1-0 win for Brazil. They are your new Copa America champions, the winningest country for Copa America in futsal for the men as well as the women. And they continue on and building up that dynasty and that very well-known presence out of Brazil that makes them so special. So now we look ahead, guys, to the World Cup in September and October for these teams, looking at Venezuela, Paraguay, Argentina, and Brazil. Who do you guys think is going to perform the best at the World Cup? One thing I do want to mention about this tournament that was a little disappointing for me was the fact that the Copa America YouTube page geo-blocked the tournament from people outside of the continent. I found this very peculiar. Typically, TV deals are more sensitive to people being able to pull up free streams in the backyard of where the TV broadcast is. But it took some bouncing around in a VPN for me to find a place to be able to run my IP through to be able to catch a game, and ultimately got to a point that it really wasn't worth me chasing down, particularly because most of these games were during my work day. So unfortunately, I am playing strictly off of highlights to give you guys this video and stories I've read online about the results of the game. I wish I could tell you I watched something a little more in person, but I want to kind of ask you guys what you think about that situation. Why in the world would CONMEBOL and the Copa America geo-block this event from countries like the United States and North America and others? It makes no sense to me at all, especially for a sport that is just starving for attention everywhere else in the world. What better way to pick up the banner and showcase the best futsal in the globe than to do it on YouTube for free? It's the strongest search engine in the world, tied to Google, and I feel like a lot of people in the futsal world are not taking advantage of it to get the word out to more and more people and really build a professional environment around this. But as you guys know, I don't like to inject too much of my personal opinion into these videos. I'm more interested in what you guys think about the results and the happenings around tournaments like these. So please make sure that you guys sound off in the comments and let me know what you think. That's what keeps this thing moving and keeps our community growing, is hearing from you guys in the comments. So I care about that more than I care about anything else. I hope to hear from you guys there. And until I do, don't forget to play with your soul.